Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for today's helpful tips and tricks to Bluebeam. This is Mary Ortega. I'm the Bluebeam Renewal Specialist here at Microsol Resources. We'll begin our presentation at the top of the hour to give everyone a chance to call in. So hang in there and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's helpful tips and tricks to Bluebeam. My name is Mary Ortega, and I'm the Bluebeam Renewal Specialist here at Microsol Resources, and I'm joining you today from New York. With me today is David Spergel, our Bluebeam certified instructor. and David will be presenting today's technical presentation. We are joined by my colleagues, Brenda Araujo, our Training and Marketing Coordinator, and Elisa Montenegro, our Director of Marketing. Some of you may already be familiar with Michael Schmidt. He's a Bluebeam account executive, and Kemper Dickinson, who is also a Bluebeam account executive. In addition to being a Bluebeam partner, we are a premier Autodesk partner of over 35 years. We work with the best of design and construction technology solutions and have curated this suite of software applications for our clients. We partnered with the companies you see listed here. If you have any questions or an interest about any of these solutions, please reach out to us. At Microsol Resources, we provide a wide range of services to cater to your needs, including technical support, consulting services, and training. Whether you want to increase your productivity or optimize your training, our team of instructors can assist you in bridging skills and knowledge gaps via on-demand, live online, or one-on-one training. For all training related inquiries, please reach out to Brenda Araujo at training@microsolresources.com for more information. This webinar is being recorded. To receive 1 AIA credit for today's webinar, email your AIA number or request for a certificate to marketing@microsolresources.com. Microsol Resources is excited to invite you to our Bluebeam Live World Tour 2024, an exclusive one-day event that brings the best of Bluebeam at MetLife Stadium on October 23rd. Formerly known as XCon, this event promises to deliver the same educational experience with hands-on training, opportunities to engage with Bluebeam on the demo stations and product roadmap, hear from the Construction Brothers networking, MetLife Stadium tour, and much more. Due to the exclusive nature of this event, space is limited. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be a part of Bluebeam Live. Join the waitlist by clicking on the link in the chat. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our presenter of the day, David Spurgel. David Spurgel is an application specialist at Microsol Resources. He is responsible for providing training, service, and support for design and construction clients for various software applications, including Bluebeam Review, McNeil's Rhino, Chaos Group's V-Ray, and Enscape. He leads the company's AEC visualization efforts. In addition, David is a Bluebeam customer success representative and a Bluebeam certified instructor. David holds a Bachelor of Science in Manufacturing Engineering from Boston University. David, all yours.
Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction, Mary. And thank you all so much for joining us today. So today I'm going to be presenting Bluebeam tips and tricks. If you have attended any of our previous tips and tricks webinars, you might you might notice some of the same tips and tricks, but don't worry, there's plenty more. I have about 50 tips that I am ready to show you guys. I counted, so hold on. Let me switch over my display. Get out of here. Get out of here. And let me bring this over here. And now everyone should be able to see my my Bluebeam screen. If you cannot, please let me know. Little note: I will be doing Q&A at the end of the session, so the last 15 minutes or so. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A box in Zoom, and I will answer them at the end of the session. So feel free to just write them there as you think of them, and I'll get to them at the end. So here we have my my Bluebeam screen, and I've broken down. If this is your first time joining us, then welcome. If not, then this time for tips and tricks, I've gone and I've made a nice little numbered document, nice and organized. And the first thing that we're going to start with is talking about the interface, something that is very important when you're dealing with any kind of software, is being able to navigate your interface. And I have plenty of tips and tricks on how you can set up your Bluebeam review interface for success. So the first thing I want to show you guys is how to toggle all your panels and tabs open. and that's by using the Shift F4 shortcut. So Shift F4 will toggle all of my panels closed, and if I push it again, we'll toggle them all open. This is a great way to quickly and easily clear your screen of any kind of panel clutter that you might be dealing with. And also, if you lose any of your panels, for example, like that, you can just bring it back thusly with Shift F4. A little note, I will be able to share this document with everybody through our blog. So you can take a look at that after this presentation, and you can download this tips and tricks document for yourself, so for your own reference. Okay, next one we're going to talk about auto hide panel access. FYI, panels are these little guys on the sides of your screen. If you click them, they will open up like so. And you can also access them by going to Window, Panels, and you have access to all of your panels over here. If you right-click in any part of the sidebar, you can toggle on Auto Hide Panel Access, which will automatically hide the panels when they're not in use. To get them back, you just kind of go over and click, and that'll bring it back. Personally, not a big fan of the auto hide panel access. I usually keep it off. I like to be generally in control of when my panels are being hidden and when they're not. But if you want that as an option, it's available to you if you right click and toggle that over there. You can also click and drag your panels to move them to different parts of the screen. So for example, right now I have my properties panel over here on the right hand side in my search panel. But if I wanted to bring my search panel back over to the left, you click and drag. Well, you got to kind of fight Windows sometimes, because Windows wants to take it over, and now it's over there in its own window. Man, Windows, you're killing me. So if you're having this issue like I'm having right now, what you can do is you can right-click on the icon itself, go to Attach, and you can select which section to attach it to. So if I wanted to attach it to the left, right-click, go to Attach, and you could select the portion of the screen that you want to attach it to. So if you have to fight Windows like I do when it wants to, make the thing at half window, just right-click, and you can do it that way too. So to show you on the other side, trickle and drag. See, now it's not going to fight me. And you can do it that way too. So clicking and dragging is nice, but if you can't do it because Windows is fighting you, right-click and attach to whatever portion of the screen you want. Little tip is that personally I like to make sure that I have my properties on one side, and I have maybe my tool chest on the other side. And what that lets you do is when you are selecting a tool from your tool chest, then you have the properties panel immediately open on the other side. So that's just one of the ways I like to do it. But of course, the beauty of being able to customize your interface is that you can do it however you want to do it. So let me hit Shift F4, close all of my panels. And next thing is clicking and dragging your files. So if you have multiple files open up here at the top of the screen, multiple files will open in multiple tabs. You can click through them by clicking the tabs, obviously. But if you wanted to make a new window, you can click and drag. It'll kind of make this little like ghosty appearance, but if you just let go, it will be its own window that you can drag over to the other monitor or whatever you want. To put it back, just click and drag, bring it back to your tab bar, and it will snap back into the tabs. Okay. How to open a second instance of review real quick, very easy. Shift click the review icon in your Windows taskbar to launch a second instance in case you wanted to open up another file in review to do something else. Or if you're doing a webinar and you want to have your PDF notes on another screen and not have it mess up your presentation screen, you can shift click. It will open up another instance of review. Right now it's doing it on my other monitor. You can't see it, but I promise, see right there. another instance to review. While we're on the topic of um, organizing your interface, I just wanted to show you guys a little tip. I can't really demonstrate this because it requires having two monitors. But if you enjoy working with the markup list, one of my favorite ways to work with it, obviously markup list is extremely powerful, very useful, but sometimes it can crowd your screen. If you have all of your panels open, and then you only get this like little tiny window of screen to work with. What I like to do is I like to right click, just like before. Instead of going to any of these other sections, left, right, bottom, if you click detach, it will make it a little floating window. And then I can make this bigger and bring this to my other monitor and make that bigger so I can work with my markups list and my PDF document at the same time without losing too much of my screen real estate. Of course, again, that requires having multiple monitors, but if you do, which a lot of us do these days, I highly recommend doing it that way if you want. All right. Next thing is the file access sort option. So you might be aware that you can access the file access panel over here. This is the one that looks like a little filing cabinet. But you can also change the way that it's organized. If you click on this little, right now it's the calendar button. But if you wanted to switch to access history, for example, you can check by date, which is nice. Most accessed, so your most frequently used files, by folder, and then again by date. So just another, nice way to organize things. Pinning a tool to a toolbar. Pretty any of the tools. If we go to markup tool, see that there's this little pin icon. Clicking that icon will pin that that particular tool. So if we go ahead and we try to pick one that's not pinned already, it'll ask you where you want to pin it to, and then you can put that in your toolbar. I'll show you another useful thing you could do with that, which is pinning a tool set to a toolbar. This might be a little bit more useful for you guys since you can always access your tools, standard tools from here. But if you have any of your custom tool sets, like for example, I've got like HVAC valves here, I can pin that to my my interface as well. So if I go to the gear icon on my tool set, go to pin, it's going to ask me, what section of toolbars you want to pin it to. I will go to do one that's already open right now so you can see it. But of course, you can choose whichever one you'd like. So I'm going to select measure, and now I have my toolbars popping up in my other monitor for some reason. There we go. Okay. So now you can pick from your tool set over here as well without having to have your tool chest open on in the panels. So pretty useful there. Let me go ahead and take that back out. There we go. Don't need that there. All right. Navigation. So you can pan. So if you're like me, you may have run into this issue before where you're trying to place a markup, but it's on another section of the page, and so you're like, crap, how do I get there? Maybe you're stuck in one page mode, and so when you scroll, it just zooms in and out. So then you have to go like this and like try to go like that. If you hold down the spacebar and move around, you click and drag to move around. When you release the spacebar, the markup tool will still be active to place. So space, click and drag, and then release space, and you can place your markup. Or alternatively, if you have a mouse with a middle mouse, you can also click down in the middle mouse button, drag around as well, and it'll do the same thing. But if you have a laptop or maybe a simple like wireless mouse. Maybe it doesn't have a scroll wheel you can click. Um, you can use the spacebar as well. All right, switching between scroll and zoom mode, pretty self-explanatory. You can, if you're in scroll mode, you can hit Control, zoom in and out, or move your scroll wheel to zoom in and out. So Control will toggle, not toggle, but if you hold it, it'll switch between that. Okay, opening other files in a Windows folder. So with a file open, you can hit Alt page up or down to open other files in that same folder. This is useful if you have a set of drawings in, you know, organized folder. Right now, this is just open in my downloads folder. So if I hit Alt page down, it's going to open up one of the other documents in my downloads folder. So not super useful for me, but probably useful for you guys that have more organized file structures. Let me get back to where I was here. All right, opening files in the background, going to the File Access panel, click and hold Control and click the file you want to open but not see. So let's open up, this one. This will just open it in another tab over here. So if you wanted to open it, you can just click or hold Control, click, and it'll open up in the new tab over there. All right, if you wanted to open a specific PDF on startup, you can set that in the preferences by going to Review, Preferences, go to the General tab, Options tab, and then you can choose a PDF you want to open on startup over here. Okay, so enough with the file stuff, now to the fun stuff. And we're going to talk about, whoops, sorry about that. I was trying to close the panel. There we go. Actually, I could have just done Shift F4. Learned my own lesson. All right, so multi-selecting markups. If you are familiar with AutoCAD or Rhino or other CAD software, this might be familiar to you. You can drag right to left and it will select any markup that you touch. See? Again, dragging right to left. If it just touches the markup, it will select it. Dragging left to right will only select markups that are fully enclosed by the box. So, like so. Excuse me. There we go. So you notice it selected that one, not the other arrow. So again, if you're familiar with AutoCAD or other CAD software, it works the same way. Dragging right to left will get everything it touches. You can also press and hold Shift, just like other CAD programs again, to select multiple markups. You'll see that when my mouse hovers over it, you can click it, deselect it with the Shift button as well. And if I want to clear the selection, just click off the markups and it will clear the selection. So you might have noticed if you've tried to move a callout markup that clicking and dragging will move the text box, but not the leader arrow, which is useful for in a lot of situations. But if you press and hold Alt, you can move the entire markup. So it could be useful if you just want to like shift it up a little bit, to a different location. But that's how you move the entire markup, not just the text box. All right, moving markups orthogonally. So if you select the markup, press and hold Shift, and drag vertically or horizontally, it will snap to, we'll try to snap to orthogonal directions. So it's also trying to snap to some other markups too, and of course, if you let go of Shift, you can just move it around however you want. All right, making orthogonal markups. If you click the first point of a markup, press and hold Shift, select the second point, you can adjust it orthogonally. So again, a lot like other CAD programs, holding shift will make it snap to orthogonally. So moving markups, you can move markups in the properties panel using arithmetic. By that I mean using page coordinates, essentially. So if you select the markup, I'll select this one right here. Open up the properties panel. And if I scroll down under layout, you'll see over X and Y, it has the coordinates for the markup. If I wanted to move it over in the X direction by 1 inch, I can just go +1, or consequently, I could also go -1 to move it back. So very useful if you wanted to move things precisely and exactly. So just know that that's another option for you. Okay, you can make a quick copy of a markup by holding Control on your keyboard and then clicking and dragging the markup. So quick and easy way to create a copy. Again, that's press and hold Control and then click and drag. And it'll quickly make an exact copy of the markup. Okay. Paste in place. So if you copy a markup, you can go to a new page and press Control-Shift-V, and it will put it in the same place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this markup here, and I'm going to do Control-C, and we're going to come back to that on the next page. All right, so many of you know that you can rotate a markup by selecting the little blue rotate dot, but it does by default lock you in at 15-degree increments. If you wanted to rotate by single degrees, you can press and hold Shift and then begin to rotate, and you'll notice that it might be a little small, but you notice the ticks are going one by one this time, so you can rotate it full 360 degrees. All right, so editing components of a grouped markup. First, you can select the grouped markup. So this is a markup consisting of multiple elements made into a group. If you press and hold the Alt key, it will kind of break them down into the individual components, and then you can select and manipulate any particular element in the group, and when you release, it will still be grouped. So it's kind of like a cool, modern art piece. Anyway, moving on. Remember when I did the paste in place? So if I do Control-Shift-V over here, please work. Hey, yeah, it will paste it in the same place on this page that it was at in the previous page. So markups, squares, circles, and arcs. Creating a perfect circle or square, you can select the rectangle or ellipse tool. Remember the old grade school saying is that all squares are rectangles, right? But not all rectangles are squares, right? You remember. So select the rectangle, click the first point, press and hold Shift, and it will lock it to a square. Same thing with the ellipse. So just clicking and dragging will make a funky elliptical shape, but holding Shift will force it into a circle. So to change a rectangle to a square, let's Shift drag. Okay, no, trying to use my own tip. It's not working out. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Select a rectangle. Press and hold Shift, and it will force it into a square. So very similar to the what we just did, but if it's already a rectangle like this one, you can make it a square. Making shapes, and same thing with the ellipse. Clicking on this, holding Shift, turns it into a circle. But then I could always stretch it out again if I want to. All right, if you want to resize a circle from the center point, you can select the circle, press and hold Shift, click the side, top, or bottom control point of the ellipse and drag. So that will resize it from the center instead of having to doing it from the corner. Okay, back to a circle. There we go. All right, to create a circle from the center point, select the ellipse tool, hold down Alt, and click where you want the center to be of the outwards. Only when you do the ellipse, it's from the corner, so like so. But if you push Alt before you start creating it, it will do it from the center point. Okay, you can convert line segments of a polyline to arcs. This is useful for drawing curved shapes or taking measurements of curved areas. To do this, we're going to right-click and select Convert. No, hold on. Select the segment, right-click, and convert to arc. Am I missing it? Double check layer or no, oh, okay. Sorry, it's selecting the snapshot. Sorry. Okay, I'm not crazy. It just wasn't selecting. Okay, all right. Get the. All right. So what what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this to the back so I can select my polyline. And then if I right-click the polyline, it'll let me convert to arc. Okay, I'm not crazy. Well, not about this at least. Maybe a little bit. So now I can right-click on this one, convert to arc, and then I can match my best to match the. There we go. Okay, it's a little off because I moved the snapshot around, but hopefully you get the idea there. All right, did I just do that? Oh yeah, right. It's the same thing, just a different way to convert to arc. Sorry, thought I was going crazy for a second. If you press and hold Control and then select the control point of the polyline, you know what? I think the same thing is going to happen. So let me right-click, put this to. Actually, let me just lock it so that it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so now I can select. Come on. All right, maybe I still have to put it in the back. All right, unlock. Send to back. Press and hold Control, and if I select there we go. You notice how, okay, so notice how when I hold Control and put my mouse cursor over the control point, it turns into like the little arc symbol. Holding Control and click will convert that to an arc as well, just like I did before. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. All right, to create a 3-point arc, select the arc tool from here or from, go to Tools, Markup, Arc. press and hold the Alt key, click 3 points along the arc, 1, 2, 3, and there you have a three-point arc. Just another way to make curved shapes. So you can do it with the polyline and then convert it, or you can do it directly with the arc tool. To delete the last control point, just hit the backspace button to undo. So if you're, let's say you're drawing taking the area measurement, you miss one, you say, oops, I want to go back, you just push delete and you'll go back to the previous control point. So no need to hit escape and do it all from the beginning. You can just hit the backspace button to undo. Okay, so to add or subtract a control point, hold shift and hover over a polyline perimeter, polylength, or area markup. You'll notice that the cursor will display a small plus when you do so. Click to add a control point at that location. Now you can manipulate it thusly, like it was there the whole time. Now, if you mouse over while holding shift an existing control point and click, you will delete it. So same shortcut, but just dependent on where you're clicking. All right, so to temporarily turn off snap, you can hold control while making or editing a markup. So if, for example, let's say, yeah, say it's trying to snap to these control points, pushing control will turn that off so you can place it freely. Okay, next we're going to talk about callouts, text boxes, and clouds. Much like before, remember when if you hold Alt, you can move the entire thing. If you wanted to have this markup point to both 1 and 2, you can right-click, select Add Leader. Now you can point this one at 2 as well. You can also select the callout and press and hold Shift. And if you hover over the elbow control point, you'll see that, much like the other markers before, it'll turn into a plus symbol. If you click plus, then it will create another leader line. All right, auto-sizing text box. This one I find to be very useful. If you right-click on any markup with a text box associated with it and select auto-size text box, it will resize the text box to fit the text. Okay. If you click on a markup with a text box associated with it, you can also go to the properties panel over here. Whoops. Oh man. There we go. Sorry. Go to the properties panel. Just trying to drag it out a little bit. And select auto. It will automatically size the text to the box. Oh, actually, I skipped ahead a little bit. What I wanted to show you was that you can just click this button to auto size the box to the text. If you go into the properties panel and click auto, you can auto size the text to the box. So big difference. So I'll show you that again here. If you click on that, click on auto. Now the text will follow the size of the box. If you turn that off and turn the box on, then the font, well, there we go. Doesn't work both ways, I guess. Okay. You live, you learn. Okay. Changing the shape or of a cloud markup to highlight. So if you click on a shape or cloud markup with an opaque fill, you can select the highlight button in the properties toolbar. So if I click this, you'll see, surprise, there's actually text there. So that will let anything, hidden by the opaque text box to show through, much like the highlighter function, in Microsoft Word or something like that. Okay, highlighted text to comments column. You can use the highlight tool to highlight text, and that text will now show up in the comments column of the markup list for the highlighted text. So check this out. Yeah, pull up my markup list. All right, so if I highlight this text, where's my highlight? Oh wait, highlight is over here. If I go tools, markup, highlighter, sorry, here we go. Highlight the text. Oh, actually, sorry folks, hold on. Tools, markup, highlight. Okay, if I select, there we go. Should do it. All right. Never mind, we'll skip this one. I don't know why this one is not working. Highlight from here. Come on. I feel crazy. I just did this. All right. Well, we'll skip this one for now. I don't know why that's not working. All right. You can also translate your markups. If I copy this markup and I make it go to a new PDF, go to Document, Translate to a whole bunch of languages. You'll notice. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Beautiful. All right, this is a very useful one that you might not know. You might be familiar with the snapshot tool, which is in Edit, Snapshot. And you might be used to just drawing a box around whatever you want to copy. But did you know that you can also just click on the points that you want to snapshot, and you can make a non-rectangular snapshot. Here we go. There, now I got a nice, oh, actually, I messed up. Sorry. Let me do that again. That's my fault. That's a user error. I accidentally got the closet of the men's bathroom. I just want the bathroom. All right, not perfect, but there we go. So now I can fit this into my little, there we go. Neat. Okay, so if you have a document that's already marked up, but you just want to snapshot the content of the markup of the document without getting the markups, you can go to Edit, PDF Content, Snapshot Content, and make a box here. Okay, well that didn't work. All right, I'll be honest, I did not test that one, but let me show you over here. So if we make a markup, I just want to prove that I'm not crazy. markup, okay, and then we go to edit, snapshot, snapshot content, select that. There. It will snapshot the content, not the markup. Okay, not crazy. Just, well, again, not about this. You could also copy an entire page to your snapshot. If you go to your thumbnails panel, right click on the page you want to snapshot and click copy page to snapshot. And then you can paste the entire page. Okay. And you can also change the colors of a snapshot. So if you right click on the snapshot, go to change colors. You can select the source color and then the color you want to change it to. So let's say black and change to red. You can also add a tolerance to it. So if you had any like grayscale, it would capture those as well. And you can also do the same thing by selecting the markup, going to your properties panel, and then selecting change colors. It will open up the same window. Okay, and then a few on measurements. So if you make a measurement, and the like, let's say this area measurement um, is overlapping with the meeting 203 room, you can just hold Shift, click and drag the caption to move that into a space where that is visible. So you can also choose to show or unshow the caption leader line. If you select the measurement, go to the properties panel, and then check or uncheck show caption leader line. That would be this guy right there. So if I shift move, that'll move with it. But if you didn't want to show that, you can just unselect that there. And the last tip slash trick. If you have an area measurement with cutouts and you wanted to fill in those cutouts, you can select the tool, hover over. There we go. Oh no, I just did it. Select the area tool. Oh, sorry, it's not. If you select the area measurement tool, there we go. Okay, sorry, skipping a step. And now you can fill in with with another area. So if you wanted to fill in an area within an area, you can do that by selecting the area measurement tool. And well, those are already filled in, so. Okay, and that brings us to the Q&A portion of the experience. Lynette is asking, well, will you be sending all of the tips to all attendees? Yes, I will put this document in our blog that you can access for your own reference. It'll also have all of these little workspace things that you can play around with the tools on your own as well. Okay. Ted is asking, as a plan reviewer, I review multi-page documents or a plan set, and there are times search does not come back with any results. Does Bluebeam have anything like you can tell Adobe to recognize text, like OCR? Yes, absolutely. Bluebeam does have built-in OCR. You can access that by going to Document and selecting OCR, and it should be able to, of course, a lot of that is dependent on um, the quality of the document that you're working with. But yeah, absolutely, you can click OCR and it should be able to pick that stuff up. Carlos is asking, can you select an elevation and measure and count windows um, in an elevation? Let's see. That might be a little bit tough. because Bluebeam does not. Bluebeam just works with the PDF, so Bluebeam doesn't know, um, a particular elevation is different from another one. Um, what you could do is you could search within a particular space on a document at an elevation, and you can do that by, oops, you can do that by creating a space, for example. So if I wanted to do like let's say elevation like here or something, you can call this elevation one, and then you can just do a search within that space. Elizabeth is asking what OCR is. So OCR stands for optical character recognition. And what it does is, like, let's say you have a document like, maybe like this one. Oh, I don't actually don't know if that's the case. No, this one is actually pretty good. But let's say you had like maybe a scanned document or a document that was in raster form, and you want it to be able to search the text. What you can do is you can select document, run the optical character recognition, and Bluebeam software will go through the document and um, try to pick out the words and make it a searchable document for you to utilize. Okay, any more questions? Light on the questions today. Yeah, it looks like that's it for questions. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, OCR, that is, Ted, that's a good point that I should mention. OCR is only available in review extreme or complete if you're on the new subscription version. Thanks, Ted. Okay, yeah, and if there are no other questions, we can go ahead and wrap up. Like I said, the my tips and tricks document will be available on our blog that you can access for your reference and to play around with, so you don't have to worry if you didn't take notes. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David. This is great. I know people are starting to drop off as well, so we're going to close out the webinar. Thank you for joining us, spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. This was great as always. And yes, we will be, I know Lynette is asking for the blog link. Are you referring to the recording, Lynette?
No, I think she wants I'm gonna upload this
Oh,
document to our blog so that we can
got it.
share it with
Oh,
everybody.
perfect.
But we'll send out an email. If you attended the webinar, we have your address and we can send that out to everybody
Yeah.
once it's up.
Yep, and if you'd like certificate of completion and a learning unit for this webinar, you know the drill. Just email us at marketing@microsolresources.com and we'll get you set up. All right. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.